Ahoy, everyone!
Ahoy!
Welcome to another episode of the Monday stream. I'm your host, Solaris, and today I'm here with Noob.
Hello?
Today we are looking at one of the greatest hidden gems for the PS2 era. We're tempted to cover this on. I was tempted to cover this on Gaming in the Bush Obama years, but because so again, it's the reason why we're playing this, but because of that, this month we are playing. It's Halo month, so we're covering the Halo games. So like this week we're playing Halo 2, for example. Last week, check out last week's stream when we played the original Halo Combat Evolved. But for today, though, we're looking at Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex for the PS2. Noob, are you familiar with Ghost in the Shell, the Standalone Complex?
I'm really watching some of it since you showed us it.
I remember showing you the 1995 film and then Ghost in the Shell 2. This game is based on the anime, the TV series, I should say, Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex, which originally premiered in the early 2000s. It aired in Japan in like 2002, 2003. Debuted in the West on Adult Swim, because of course Ghost in the Shell airs on Adult Swim. That it premiered there in like 2004. Around the time this game came out. In fact, this game actually got a Western release, which is really cool. A lot of anime games, anime tie-in games, didn't really get Western releases outside of like your kind of big heavy hitters or ones that are already airing on like Toonami. But Ghost in the Shell always had like a weird like not super popular but dedicated like cult following, especially in like the West. The original movie actually was highly praised by a lot of Western filmmakers, noteworthy ones when it came out. Including the Wachowskis, who openly said that they just ripped off a lot of Ghost in the Shell when making The Matrix. James Cameron cited it as a big influence. Some of his more recent projects, and has been very open about how much he loves the first Ghost in the Shell. Steven Spielberg has also heavily praised the film and cited it as an influence when working on AI, artificial intelligence. And even outside of that, the second film, Ghost in the Shell 2: Innocence, was actually the very first, and I think to this day, the only anime to ever be nominated for the Palme d'Or at the Cannes Film Festival, which is like it's the two most prestigious awards in filmmaking are. A lot of people, it's Best Picture, the Academy Award for Best Picture, and the Palme d'Or. And Ghost in the Shell 2 was nominated, and in a year that was extremely competitive because you had Nobody Knows by Hirokazu, something Koreeda. I keep forgetting his first name. I apologize because I feel bad because I love his films as well. You had Old Boy by Park Chan-wook. Fahrenheit 9/11 by Michael Moore. Shrek 2 for some reason. That was nominated for the Palme d'Or. But a lot of quite prestigious movies. But the reason why we're playing this film today, it's because as tomorrow, we're getting a new adaptation of Ghost in the Shell. Are you familiar with the new Ghost in the Shell anime series we're getting?
I'm not.
So, it's a completely different adaptation of Ghost in the Shell. This is being made by a different studio, for example. It's being made by Science Saru, Just double check what they've actually worked on, because they're a relatively new studio. They worked on Scott Pilgrim Takes Off. They worked on Star Wars Visions, Dan Da Dan, which recently got renewed for a new season. They also worked on an episode of Adventure Time, of all things. They're a subsidiary of Toho. Yeah, but they're a newer studio, but they've already done quite a bit, especially for people who are very well versed in anime. I am not very familiar with a lot of their stuff, but I am very familiar with Ghost in the Shell, and what intrigues me about their new adaptation is that this is more in line with the manga. It's being directed by Moko-chan, who I'm very unfamiliar with, but it's also being written by Enjo Ko. On the previous adaptations, which were all handled by Production IG, who are one of the best studios in anime. Whereas their adaptations, especially the ones directed by Mamoru Oshii, they were more they lean more towards heavier philosophical themes of existentialism, human identity, technology, man-machine relations, life, death, gender identity. Real heavy stuff. It is essentially the Asian equivalent of Blade Runner. It's far more closer to Blade Runner than the original manga, which I actually own and have read. Which is a lot more playful, more fun. And Standalone Complex is right in the dead center between the two. It's still got that heavy philosophy, but it also is a lot more playful and more fun and more action to it. I think the best scene that sums up Standalone Complex is the scene where the Tachikoma, the mass-produced, comic relief, fun, playful, cutesy robot tank, explains the concept of individuality and human death to the character Batso. It's that Standalone Complex summed up right there. The comic relief robot explains individuality. Question to anyone watching though: are you all familiar with Ghost in the Shell? Are you all excited for the new adaptation of it? And also, are you familiar with this particular game as well?
I don't think so.
Well, actually, we will get right into it now. So this came out in 2004 for the PS2. It was actually published by Sony Computer Entertainment themselves. Developed by Kavia, a Japanese studio. They worked on, just look at what they worked on here. Dragon Ball Z Supersonic Warriors for the Game Boy Advance, Tetris the Grandmaster Ace for the Xbox 360. Worked on some Dragon Quest spin-offs. The Resident Evil light gun, 3 Resident Evil light gun shooters. They also did the original Nier game.
Oh, Nier Gestalt, Nier Replicant.
Yes. But this is... No, they also did Sega Bass Fishing for the Wii. Yeah, they did Nier for the PS3, and then Nier Gestalt for PS3 and Xbox 360. But this was published by Sony themselves. It's a very stylish third-person shooter, but it feels very much of its time. We actually have a history of playing this game on the channel before. One of the old forgotten the streams that will probably never see the light of day again. The crappy early streams, the pre-Git Boy streams. the streams that inspired it, the PS2 Variety Hour. We actually played that game on that stream. This game on the stream.
Mhm.
Let's do a new game here. But yeah, full disclosure, I fucking love Ghost in the Shell. Like I actually really want to get like a Ghost in the Shell tattoo. Like I genuinely adore this franchise so much. I have like a poster of the Major actually on my wall in my room.
Fly over an altitude of 20. We'll drop in from above the pier entrance and commence the op.
For those who don't know what Ghost in the Shell is about, it's the main focus is
Bato, the exit's all yours.
essentially Secret Police, a section of Secret Police called Section 9, following this character here, the Major, Motoko Kusanagi, a cyborg, human brain and everything, full body is just complete cyborg. Which actually ties into like a lot of the, which is really explored upon in the original film. I genuinely cannot recommend enough the original movie.
Major, you extract his memories and find out who's backing his shopping spree. Regarding the current pier situation, it's believed that a substantially large armed group is infiltrated the site.
Low on it.
You want me and Bato to do this alone?
I'll have Ishikawa
do we have any
pass
news?
information to him for analysis as you
Oh,
get
yes, we do.
I doubt that you'll have any trouble with it, Major, but the operating systems
So,
pretty old. I'll send you data piecemeal.
we have
Notice,
some
keep
more
an eye
news
on
about the
military intel.
Xbox
Roger.
layoffs.
Saito, back up the Major from the water.
Compulsion
Roger.
Games, Double Fine, Ninja Theory, and Undead Labs are being split off and not shut down.
Now get out there
Those
and start
four
earning your
CEOs are
pay.
now independent. 3,000 jobs will be gone over the next few months as Xbox are looking to save money and undo its mistakes made by Phil Spencer the past 2 years.
Moved up in the world. They got us
It
cleaning
has
up
been
after their
explicitly
messes.
stated that Xbox CEO Asha Sharma, by the Xbox CEO currently, that the division of Microsoft has entered terms to join new ownership with funding to complete and grow Senua and State of Decay 3. So those games will not be canceled.
Curious to hear about anyone's thoughts on that. Do you have any thoughts on that, Noob?
Yaramaki here.
I think it's good at least that these studios will be able to continue to make games even without Microsoft. It just kind of sucks that this had to happen to begin with.
Yeah. Alright. I remember the controls. That's throwing knife.
Speaking of Xbox still, they're coordinating a share release between a planned Wolfenstein show and a new Wolfenstein game while also investigating machine games.
There's probably a terminal in this area.
I'm looking forward
Take
to
a look
that
around.
actually. Because they're investing heavily into machine games. In fact, it's only just been started being recorded recently, but last year the director from Machine Games, the director of the Indiana Jones game,
The pier
like one of the
security
top
was hit by a
figureheads
sneak
of
attack
Machine
48
Games,
minutes
was made
ago,
the
and the
president
security
of
system is
Arcane.
overwritten. Enemy forces seem to have the pier under their control.
I think this is like
Understood.
kind of the best outcome I think we could have gotten. Like, instead of shutting down and everyone losing their jobs and we lose some great studios and everything, instead it's like we actually get second thought, maybe I should actually play the tutorial because I just remember, I'm starting to realize I actually forget how to, like, the controls of this game because it's been so long since I played it. But this is kind of like really the best outcome. It's like just offload these, make sure that their games get funded, so that way no one really suffers because of it. And I'm glad because then there's a lot of like worry and everything that like we were gonna lose like Arcane. There was rumors that Arcane would possibly gonna get shut down and that Blade would get canceled. But yeah, it's on top of that with the Wolfenstein thing, I really hope that they get like with Fallout, they get a showrunner who's a massive fan of the games. On top of that, there's the perfect actor for B.J. Blazkowicz already exists. If they don't get Alan Richson to play BJ, that's a huge missed opportunity. Do we know who BJ is? BJ is Alan Richson is.
Nope.
He plays Reacher in the Reacher TV show. He looks like BJ from like the new games. On top of that, he also shares a lot of his own personal beliefs, and he's also a legit badass. He's a really awesome person. But yeah, they better get him to play a BJ in the actual show. And I hope that if the Wolfenstein 3, I hope that like actually turns out to be good. Because the last one we got was Youngblood, the co-op game, which that had a very rocky development, and as a result, it turned out to be not very good. Left 3. There we go. Any more news?
Oh, yes. Russia has lost the Black Sea, according to the Ukrainian president.
Yeah, I saw that. That's actually really good news, because that was like one of the big strongholds essentially Russia had during this conflict, was they had like a big control of the Black Sea. And now they've basically just been they've lost it now.
Mm-hmm.
Does it say like how many, like what was like the results of that essentially? Like how many vessels were lost?
19 vessels destroyed, 18 damaged, and billions of Russian currency lost.
Oh yeah, the wacky bucks. Daily reminder that the Russian ruble is actually worth less than V-Bucks and Robux. Alright. Grab training. Holding R1. Alright. So one thing I don't like about this tutorial is that it is quite slow. Like it don't like the random pause and be like, all right, now you can move with the stick here. It's like, just tell me all that at once. I guess this is a game that was released in the West, and like Japanese developers don't think highly of Western gamers, for good reason, but. Not to insult the intelligence of those who do understand. What did you think, by the way, of the movie of the Ghost in the Shell?
I thought it was pretty good.
I still remember to this day. I think I have it written down, saved somewhere as well. That because remember when I showed it to all of y'all. I asked all of you guys, like interpret, like, what do you... I asked, like, the simple question of what is a human? And then
You asked us what is a human, and if, like, a robot or AI could be recognized as human.
Yes.
I I wrote a entire long ass paragraph that took 15 minutes while everyone else was just like answering like, oh, I don't really know. Yeah, I found it. Do I just read out the whole thing?
Go on.
All right. To try and define humanity, more specifically the human experience, is impossible. One could try in a few words, a paragraph, or even a never-ending flow of words and still cast too small of a net to encapsulate all of humanity. Humans vary too much from one another to have one definitive trait that makes them all as human. If I had to try to define what makes someone human, then I guess it would be the ability to be recognized by other humans as human. Robots, if technology ever advances that far, may look exactly like human. They could mimic human behavior perfectly and be recognized by other humans as human. If a robot were to masquerade as a human without anyone ever knowing that they are a being of metal and machines and that they too believe that they are a human, then they're human. If another human sees a robot as a robot, then to that human, they're a robot. However, if that human treats the robot with the same empathy and compassion one would give a human, or if they treat a robot no differently than they did before, even knowing the truth, then that robot should still be considered a human. The point that we lose our humanity is the point that at which we can no longer recognize each other as humans.
Honestly, still, like, I genuinely agree with pretty much everything you say there, yeah. But I still find it funny though, just like that, you just like pull out the deep, like the philosophical thesis just out of nowhere.
Yeah, the funniest part is that all that came about because I was like, because here's the thing, I am very attracted to like characters in fiction that are robots or AIs. And I had to start to think about like the ethics of like if like technology advances far enough that like we have fully sentient independent AIs that are like integrated into human society to the point where they're kind of like citizens as well. What would be the ethics of trying to romantically pursue an AI or a robot? Which I have had to think about because of like all these people that are romancing their AIs when it hasn't really advanced. The technology is not advanced enough to where the AIs have like their own personality. Instead, it's the personality that the person who talks to them has built up. Because that AI is not trying to like be a person. It's trying to convince the person it's talking to that like they can still be like helpful and kept around.
Yeah. I look forward to the day we start getting actual replicants, because do you think it will get to a point where, like, we can no longer call robots skin jobs or clankers? Will be considered actual slurs?
Yes, probably. Because eventually, like, if humanity still persists, which, considering the way things are going, I kind of doubt it, and we get to the point where we have, like, robot and AI citizens, eventually the ethics and morals will change in, like, the public view in society as a whole, to where, calling robots that will definitely be, like, considered a slur, because they're part of our society as well. They're part of the collective. They may not be like exactly human, but they're close enough that we recognize they're a part of like the group. They're part of the pack. I don't know how long it will probably take for society to develop in that way, but it should eventually reach that.
Let's get real deep on the Monday stream, everyone.
I'm sorry, man. This is the kind of shit that I ponder just as like man, I sit there in the shower. I'm like, huh.
No.
I should think about like the potential future of technology.
Oh, no, I think about this a lot as well. Because the thing is, as well, is I personally always, I found it easier to relate to robot and AI characters in media more than normal human characters. Like the example, my go-to example is always Data from Star Trek: The Next Generation. In Star Trek: The Next Generation, Data was an android that aspired to be human. He wanted to be able to taste, to feel emotion, to love, to hate, to be able to cry, to have human skin, to be accepted as human and not just an android. He didn't want to be perfect and logical. He wanted to have the human imperfections. And do we have any more news, by the way?
Oh yeah. Marvel took on buying Souls is blocked in 132 countries because of PlayStation. This is because you need a PlayStation account in order to play the game. Speaking of which, after a week, Sony has not issued a response over its decision to end physical disc production in 2028, and instead have a closed all-digital platform for their games. Every corner of life, even the fucking, like, grass itself is like, ayo, man, what the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
Like, Sony can't even run a digital store correctly. And even then, like, it kind of fucks up ownership as well, because you don't own the games that you download on that PlayStation store. Even like movies, which we saw with someone like with 550 movies being removed from people's accounts, even though they fucking paid for them.
Yep.
And it makes it so like preservation is also going to be a huge issue, because it'll be more difficult to preserve a game whenever it's only in a digital format like that instead of having like physical disc.
It's gone back to the point where even people who are like working with Sony, like Hideo Kojima, who previously made a tweet about this that went viral again in 2021 about like warning us about the potential of going all digital. Even he, like, very recently, a couple days ago, came out and basically basing against Sony going all digital. On top of that as well, if you don't log into your PS account, your PlayStation account, for 6 months, this is actually in the terms of service, and people have already reported that they've had their accounts turn out end up like this. Sony can just delete your account without warning.
That's fucking stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Like, bro, what if someone's in a coma for 6 months?
Mm-hmm.
Just like, oh hey, sorry, all of your shit is gone. Whoopsie daisies. Some more news. Mr. Terrific is getting his own TV show.
Speaking of autism. There we go. But yeah, go on. Explain. I'll explain that in a second. By the way, what I mean by that. But yeah, go on.
Mr. Terrific, a character that most of y'all probably seen from James Gunn's Superman, is getting his own spin-off DCU TV series by Alan Heinberg, who previously worked on shows such as The Sandman, and Grey's Anatomy, The OC. He also wrote the 2017 Wonder Woman movie, and in comic books wrote JLA: The Crisis of Conscience. And under Marvel, created the Young Avengers, including the characters Hulking, Iron Lad, Patriot, Speed, Wiccan, and Kate Bishop.
120 seconds to Nihama Pier.
Yeah, great. Kate Bishop, who's now like one of the kind of like he was becoming like a kind of a bigger player in the MCU, being a central character of the Hawkeye TV show.
Bato, the exit's all yours.
Right. You just leave all of those fleeing rabbits.
That's cool.
to
Like
me.
we're getting a Mr. Terrific show.
Hey, Chief.
Mr. Terrific was like one of my favorite characters. I knew of the character from like the Justice League animated shows.
The military
But,
has requested us to arrest a witness who's
I
in a black
really
market
kind of
weapons sale
just
taking
kind of
place at
fell in
Nihama
love with the
on
character
Pier N3. Apparently, the
in
weapons were
Superman.
scheduled to be scrapped by the military, but were misappropriated.
Myself,
Shouldn't we put a leash on him and see where he runs?
both myself, I can say it personally, and I've seen like a lot of people, other autistic people like myself, online status as well, that they were able to actually relate to the character of Mr. Terrific. I doubt the character was written as if it was autistic, but it just like so a lot of his dialogue and his mannerisms and the way he conducts himself is very like autistic, especially with lines of dialogue like I don't really do emotions or don't really understand humans, and he's very cold, very logical, but like really struggles to empathize with people and relate to other humans. So I'm really glad like see we're actually gonna get more of that character.
The military's moved up in the world. They got us cleaning up after their messes.
And it also really, I think it's also really indicative of again where James Gunn is going with the DCU. I really like he's putting a lot of emphasis on these kind of smaller characters, more niche characters, and not just focusing on Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman. Like the Green Lantern show, like we're getting a Green Lantern show, but we're also getting the main players of that is Al Jordan, of course, but also Jon Stewart. And so most people who aren't like super into comics, they know Green Lantern as Hal Jordan, even though personally speaking, Jon Stewart is the better Green Lantern. Have you seen Superman yet, Noob?
I have. We watched it together.
Oh yeah, I forgot that. What did you think of Mr. Terrific?
I thought he was really good.
You excited for a Mr. Terrific TV show?
I don't know if I'll actually watch it. Granted, I don't really watch too many TV shows nowadays.
That's understandable. Even I mainly struggle with TV shows.
This is Togusa. I pulled this info from the local cops. The pier's security was hit by a sneak, and the security system was overwritten. Enemy forces seem to have the pier under their control.
Understood.
Going back to the game for a second, I do love as well that the voice cast of the game is the same as the show, and it's also the same voice cast as the movie. I've noticed that a lot with a lot of
Looks like a Jameson-type man has left for the Harbor Control Center's tower. It's possible that they'll escape aboard the freighter. There isn't much time before it sets sail. Hurry!
You'll have to go in through the multi-level warehouses. Look around for an entrance.
We'll track this guy.
Unit ID records confirmed.
I worked it so that ID data in the enemy cyberbrains can be displayed as positional data. I've seen that pattern somewhere before.
Can we do a structural analysis on it?
Tachikoma!
Aww.
I love the music of this game as well, like, so much, and just the whole show, just the whole franchise. I love like kind of the ambience and lo-fi nature of the synths, as well as the blending of genres.
The transfer crane from the terminal inside that area.
One of my
Find
the
it.
opening of the movie is genuinely one of my favorite openings to any film ever. Both the like the opening with the actual raid, where Noriko uses the thermal optic camouflage, as well as the
This
actual
will let you
opening
work the crane.
credits,
It's a pattern code
the
that
making of a
runs along
cyborg.
path 83.
Okay.
That shows
Executing crane boot up.
the Major being essentially created, like her body being created. The mixture of kind of the futuristic synths with both with a traditional Japanese choir as well as traditional Bulgarian wedding hymns. Just adds like a excellent just layer, just layers. Let's go ahead and snipe this guy. Fuck! Gotta wait now. How much more news have we got? Do we have much more one way of news?
We got a few more pieces.
Alright.
Some news about the World Cup. Neymar Jr. has rage quit after Brazil lost to Norway 2-1. This is the only country historically that Brazil has never beaten. England has gotten another win, which is a bit terrifying because of how England fans are.
Yeah. Most countries have fans. England just seems to have animals. They're historically and internationally renowned for having. Fuck! Missed the jump. Having just absolute batshit fans. There we go.
Belgium has also defeated Australia in penalties and are upset after an American player had their red card rescinded.
Yeah, what's it called? I know Trump is like taking credit for it, but let's be real, he'll take credit for literally everything. If the US team gets to the finals and win, he'll take credit for that.
Not to be told which team won because he was sleeping during the entire match, I'm sure.
Yeah, exactly. No, I pressed the wrong fucking button. Alright. But yeah, Belgium have. To be honest, it is kind of funny to see Belgium complaining about this, as if like Belgium haven't failed upwards the entire tournament. They just barely got through to the group stage by the skin of their teeth. Beat Australia on penalties as well. Every team they beat, they basically squeaked through and basically visibly struggled both their games. So the fact they managed to get this far is like, huh? It's like they've won by complete accident. But yeah. Is there anything? What else is there?
In motorsports news,
Oh yes.
McLaren has achieved their first 1-2 finish in the NTT IndyCar Series following Pato Ward's win and Christian Lundgaard's second place finish at the Honda Indy 200 at Mid-Ohio this weekend. Also, in NASCAR, Toyota continues to wipe the floor with everyone outside the road course races, following Chase Briscoe's win at the Euro 400 at Chicagoland Speedway. Christopher Bell finished second, continuing his Charlie curse, and championship frontrunner Denny Hamlin finished third. Three Toyotas finished in the top 5 and 7 out of the top 10 as well.
The terminal at the entrance is set up the same way. It's
Do you know what the
probably
Charlie
faster to
curse
find a new
is?
infiltration route.
No, I don't.
So a few years ago, after Charlie Kirk died, Christopher Bell won the next NASCAR Cup Series race, and then during the post-race interview, said during his interview, "This one's for Charlie, man. Rest in peace." Ever since then, no matter what race he's entered across all 3 of the national touring divisions, whether it be the Cup Series, the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series, or the Craftsman Truck Series, he has failed to win a single race.
Damn.
Yeah. It's become like it's become a joke within the NASCAR community that like Charlie Kirk has cursed him. That's why I call it the Charlie curse. There we go. Get through here. Also, in Formula One, by the way, a lot of controversy over the finish of the British Grand Prix. A lot of people are accusing the FIA of trying to have the British Mercedes driver George Russell win because. So Max Verstappen, who was doing really well, his car failed him. So he ended up spinning out and beaching his car onto the gravel, which brought out the safety car. They then said they were going to bring in the safety car, and then kept the safety car out, keeping the field order frozen with George Russell in the lead. The race ended under the safety car, meaning that they could not. There was no like green flag finish, green white checker finish, meaning that George Russell basically just won the race by default.
I need activation authorization?
You can obtain an activation authorization for the elevator from the terminal inside that area. You'll be able
I go
to
back and
use that
forth
to
though
go
whether
up.
or not like
If you get that working, you can make your way
my
ahead.
opinion's on oh my god, sorry. Sorry, the music kicked in. I fucking love the soundtrack. I wish the movie soundtrack was available on Spotify or on streaming platforms. But at least the TV show soundtrack is both seasons, first and second gig. Elevator.
Activation authorized.
Again, if you haven't seen Ghost in the Shell, honestly, I go back and forth on what I recommend first. Because on one hand, like, the movie is a genuine, flawless masterpiece, but I know that there is quite a bit of action in it as well, but I feel like the very heavy, deep philosophical themes, which are a core component of both movies, can potentially throw off new viewers. But on the bright side though, at least I'm glad we're getting a new adaptation, so this could potentially introduce a lot of
Major, can you see the
new
crane?
people, new viewers to the franchise,
To use that crane.
especially since this is
Seems
much
like the
closer
enemy is
to the
ready for
manga.
patrols in this vicinity.
And the best part is, you don't. People in the West don't have. The Westerners don't actually have to wait for for the adaptation to come over here. It comes on Amazon Prime day and day. I do not recommend the live action adaptation with Scarlett Johansson. You could tell like the filmmakers tried. They tried to be both like faithful to the original movie and also pull from Masamune Ishiro's other works such as Appleseed, like the greater like his greater like universe that Ghost in the Shell and Appleseed all take place in.
I got this off. Seems to be one that branched off from wartime design principles. This is positive. I checked out the 13 primary smuggling organizations, but none of them use toys that they got from the military. I also
Also, if you watch the TV series as well, you also get Steve Bloom as the overarching antagonist. If you don't want to see Steve Bloom as Hacker Man,
it's
watch
imperative that you
Standalone
take care of the
Complex.
suspects before they board it. Extraterritorial rights apply aboard ship. Even we can't touch them. I'm involving various...
Understood.
That's a Boeing 747.
Pazu here. There's a freighter moored at the pier. She belongs to a distribution company out of Etorofu. According to the papers they submitted, she's hauling scrap metal to a...
Oops. This is how it happened. This is how the Major died. Also, yeah, oh, by the way,
here. There's a freighter moored at the pier. She belongs to a distribution company out of Etorofu. According to the papers they submitted, she's hauling scrap metal to a recycling plant in her home city, and her ports of call are Nihama, Kamaishi, and Etorofu.
Also, in personal news, I'm very excited for this weekend. It's race week in the World Endurance Championship.
You can
The
use the
6
crane
hours
now,
of
but
Sao
try not to
Paulo
be
is this
sitting
weekend
duck when
at
you cross over.
the Autodromo Interlagos in Sao Paulo, Brazil, which is home to the Brazilian Grand Prix. Oh god, that guy's super dead.
Rip Bozo.
I keep pressing left trigger for some reason. I'm an idiot. How did that jump not get naked then? Oh shit! God damn it, I love the Major.
If you're scared, I'll head over and save you.
Nobody asked for your
I also love the dynamic between Bato and the Major. Both the series. You have the entire franchise.
Saito here. Jameson type suspect confirmed. He's on the harbor control.
There we go.
You'll be able to use Pier 2's elevator now.
Hooray! There we go. Down there. Is that it for news, by the way?
Oh,
There's somebody besides me
we
that's
have
linked to the satellite.
one more
It's
bit of
probably
news.
snipers. It's an anti-cyborg precision sniper rifle. I saw one once at a German
We
arms
have
show.
a
It's an old model,
bit
but
more
nasty.
information
It can penetrate
about
even a
the
Titanic.
Batman
Records
Superman
show
Weird
the
Al
military took them
crossover.
on a trial basis. That's probably
Or
what they
not
got.
that, sorry.
There's too great a risk of
Fresh
coming
off
under
of
attack
that, we
by a
have
sniper who's
another
perched up
crossover
high.
comic
We'll have
that's
to
a
think of
bit
another plan.
interesting.
Yeah.
Judge Dredd and Biker Mice from Mars. This is the first ever crossover comic for Biker Mice from Mars. The series will be a 2-issue limit series that serves as the launch pad for a larger collaboration between the Nacelle Company, Oni Press, and Rebellion. The series is going to be written by Dan Waters from Batman Dark Patterns and Ryan O'Sullivan from who did Warhammer 40k Dawn of War. It will be illustrated by Jordi Tarragona of Injustice Gods Among Us fame. The official summary is as follows. Across the frayed cordons of space-time, the greed-fueled oligarchs Limburger and Carbuncle have identified a strange new world contender. Never anticipated that Throttle, Vinny, and Moto, the extraterrestrial anti-heroes known as the Biker Mice from Mars, would dare to foil their latest cross-dimensional conquest, the smog-clogged metropolis known as Mega City 1. Now, the Martian brothers and their bikes are stranded between blocks in the Megacity's endless chaotic sprawl, alongside 400 million citizens who want them dead, and the one man committed to delivering them to justice at any cost, the unforgiving Judge Dredd. The law has no place for the vermin on Mega City 1 streets. When the Biker Mice's otherworldly abilities draw the gaze of the human entity called Judge Death, man and mouse alike will be caught in the crosshairs of the first ever Biker Mice from Mars crossover outside the Nacelle universe.
I'm actually looking forward to that. There is some. I'm only I'm like somewhat familiar with Biker Mice from Mars. I know it's like very tongue in cheek, but I feel like it also fits in with the brutal, grim, dark yet satirical world of Judge Dredd and the 2080 comics.
This is Boma. Rewrite of harbor control system complete. That ought to buy you a little time.
I actually have a few of the Judge Dredd comics at home. A bunch of ones from the 90s. They're from the mid-90s as well, because inside the comics they actually have advertisements for
If you
the
have a sniper's hacking key, you might be able to use them to your advantage.
A commander-class enemy should definitely have a hacking key. It's probably best to begin with them first.
Diner. I actually, about that 95 Stallone film, I actually learned something interesting about that relatively recently. So I would always make fun of that film as like, why did they have Stallone take his helmet off? It's like, oh, that just sounds like Stallone. Probably just, Stallone with his ego and everything. No, it turns out quite the opposite. Initially, he had no problem with taking off the helmet when he signed on, and then, like, during pre-production, he started reading the comics, and he noticed that Dredd never takes the helmet off, so he, like, fought with the producers, like, I don't want to take the helmet off. It's not accurate to the character. The character never takes the helmet off. And then the producers in the studio were like, well, you're a huge star. We have to be able to see your face. How else are we gonna get butts in seats, goddammit? Alright. Hackerman! There we go. For the snipers. Yeah. Just throw them off the roof. There we go.
There are enemies on the roof. We need some intel. Obtain information on what they're trying to do here.
Let's go the shotgun. Where is it? Here's it. Alright, sniper rounds. Holy shit! At least it accurately depicts just how powerful 10 gauge is over 12 gauge, your standard 12 gauge. For those who don't know, who haven't got gun autism like I do, the lower the number gauge for a shotgun, the more powerful the ammunition actually is. Yeah. Thank you. Oh, I take out these losers over here. Thanks for playing.
Also, I'm very sorry for not talking as much. I'm still trying to rest my voice a bit after trying to record lines for a thing I'm doing.
Oh yeah. No, I was gonna say that. That's actually very understandable.
Yeah, cause like I can't probably like do a tiny blur with the voice that I had been doing and how grating it can be even trying to like record a couple lines when I had to re-record because I kept doing like plosives and like puffing into the mic a bunch by accident. Like the way I get into the voice is I go, "Doug Dimmadome? Order the dim sealed Dimmadome?" And then that works. That's how I get into this voice. And this is the voice I'm doing for the character. So it can be a bit difficult to keep out the voice without destroying my throat.
Cosmo Woman, I wish I was an Asian hacker cyborg secret police.
You got it.
Cosmo would do that in a heart. Would grant that wish in an absolute
Memories are
heartbeat.
being erased? There's someone else besides me who's accessing this guy's cyber brain? Attack barrier?
The animations for this game still hold up. Like the actual CG cutscenes.
Tom out there.
It's like that for the actual show. Like for some of the early 2000s, even like the movie from like 95, the animation is absolutely gorgeous. One of the reasons I love Production IG so much is like their animations are actually gorgeous and they put out a lot of good stuff. They get great writers in. Like the end of Evangelion was actually a Gainax Production IG co-production. In fact, same with the rebuild of Evangelion films. They were co-productions between Studio Kara, Production IG, and in the case of the last film, 3.0, 1.0, it was a collaboration with just a bunch of studios trying to get the film done. Because Anno just wanted the film, he just wanted to just get it over with.
Verifying as we speak. According to current reports from our intelligence, his present location is between the 21st and 24th.
Oh, did you
floors of
see
the
that
parking garage.
new Yuri anime by
Infiltrate the garage with two touch
Cloverworks?
Intercept this courier and take him into custody.
Roger. Okay, kids,
I
I'll come
haven't,
in
but I
from
remember
above.
you
two
mentioned
coming
it
from above.
last night.
I forget the name of it. It was like
security
the
system
guy I
inside
have a
the
crush
parking
on
structure has
turned
been
out to be a
overwritten by
guy at all. It's
I need to track
a
down
very
the first,
light
so we can't
novel
rewrite the
style
system
title,
yet.
and
Exercise extreme
I'm kind
caution.
of over just the ridiculous naming schemes of light novels. But
I know there is. Oh, sorry, go on.
Route to
Oh, go on,
level
you go on,
21,
sorry.
Parking garage elevator.
I know there is like a series that I want to take a look at because I've seen a few like clips and like bits of like the original manga for this, and it looks really good. Like the art style is really nice. It's kind of like seems similar to Rumiko Takahashi's art style, and the way that like the characters interact with each other is very cute and also feels more authentic than like a lot of other shows. The series is called Go for It Nakamura-kun.
I'll have to look into that then.
It's a show about this one guy who, like,
Let's rock and roll.
whenever he goes to school, he sees like this other dude
Hell yes.
and immediately wants to like
If you get a parking pass,
like
level 22,
he
the
develops a
gate-
crush on
Exactly
him,
what I call convenient.
but
That's what they
he
get for
kind of
buying
flashlights
dangerous
to himself
toys.
like
They're tightening
Han,
security to buy
I
some
could
peace
just
of
be like
mind.
in love with the
What
idea
matters
of
is that
him,
nothing's stolen.
and instead he shifts his focus and instead wants to become his friend first before even considering like pursuing a romantic relationship. And it's like him feeling incredibly awkward, like trying to become his friend, like seeing how he, like the guy he likes is interacting with other people, and
The security system in the
Nakamura
pier is the
treats
same
the other guy
program.
like more of a
Anyway,
person
it looks like
instead
this
of
one's
just
been
an
overridden too.
ideal,
Now what?
which is what other
Boss
people
man?
keep doing
We'll
to
just have to
him.
make do, won't we?
And
Top corner.
the
How's
guy
it going up top?
enjoys Nakamura's company, and like at one point I remember like seeing a scene where Nakamura outright asks like if they can be
Get a
friends.
parking pass from this
This is
level's
after the
terminal.
two of them went to like the aquarium together and Nakamura was talking about his interest in like octopi, like autistically interested in octopi. That's his special interest. And the other guy's like, I thought we were
Ooh,
already
that's 5 years
friends.
ago. I was lead detective on it back when I was a cop. Only a prosthetic
And like
body
that
with a
just
blown
blows
apart brain
Nakamura
piece
away.
was
It's like,
left.
huh?
So the death had been faked.
Sorry, when you said like, I thought we were friends, I just kept thinking of what's his name from Kamen Rider.
Oh yeah, fucking Gentaro.
I still love the idea of like the bench he sat down at the end of the movie. It's like the guy would become friends with anyone. Like I like to imagine he becomes friends with the bench. Like he sits back down on it later on, and the bench like he sees a note left where it says like I missed you, signed the
I did an
bench.
evil unit.
To be fair, he's a very lovable personality.
I did hear about like the Nakamura-kun one that the manga and anime itself did get a bit of flack because of like the creator making like art before about like that involves student-teacher relationships. The artist had since like renounced that art that they had made, but apparently the damage had already been done, and the artist was even thinking about like quitting writing altogether.
Yeah, the anime I was talking about is called. Oh yeah, it's called "The Guy She Was Interested in Wasn't a Guy at All," which is also known by the. But I'll be honest, the better and shorter name, Green Yuri, comes out January next year. It's the new series by Cloverworks, but
Forget it.
it's
Don't
kind
use
of gone
grenades except in
viral now
emergency.
because of they revealed its opening. The show's opening theme is "Breed" by Nirvana, which is that alone is already eyebrow raising. Like, really, Nirvana? And then you learn why Nirvana. It's because Dave Grohl gave them unlimited access to the Nirvana's entire library, because in his own words, Kurt Cobain would have absolutely loved this. Would have loved a Yuri anime. Which, to be honest, I can see it. The guy himself was queer, actually, Kurt Cobain. The guy topped David Bowie. That's one of those industry stories I remember learning about once. It's like, really? You fucked David Bowie? Ah, fucking robots. I do like how simplistic those robots are, by the way, the guard bots. They look very, like, early, old school automatons. Reminds me of, Fritz Lang's Metropolis.
Mr. Bato! There's a lot of obstacles! So can I just blow a hole in the wall?
Forget it. Don't use grenades except in an emergency.
Huh?
I love Tachikomas. Mr. Bato, can I blow up the hole in the wall?
An ambush,
It seems to be the very same group from the pier. They're being controlled by orders sent from higher up. Take out the commander and they'll be mere puppets.
I knew it. There are signs that the security control program was overwritten. This thing was hacked pretty deep. From what I can tell, it would be faster to control it from the server.
The server? Where's that?
Level 24.
But yeah, that series premieres on Crunchyroll
It's the same plot
January
pattern as the group on the
2027.
pier.
I believe
It's
Standalone
AI?
Complex is on
I could
Crunchyroll
sense
as
a
well.
ghost.
A puppet with a ghost, huh? I feel sorry for it.
Can't I use the hacking key that the Major used?
It appears to be set up so that the commander in each area controls just the AI in his own unit. Hacking keys are...
It should be easy going if we can use the enemy to...
I haven't used Crunchyroll in forever.
Same.
Fuck. No problem.
Hey, boss man.
Hey, boss man. Guys are trying to start a normal conversation, meanwhile Bato is just plummeting like into the infinite void.
Mr. Bato! There's a lot of obstacles!
Just to get to hear Tachikoma talk again.
It seems to be the very same group from the pier. They're being controlled by orders sent from higher up. Take out the commander and they'll be mere puppets.
Die Clanker.
I knew it.
Clankers.
This thing was hacked pretty...
The server? Where's...
Level 24.
Give me your bullshit.
It's the same thought pattern as the group on...
It's AI?
I could sense a ghost.
A puppet with a ghost, huh? I feel sorry for it.
Can't I use the hacking key that the Major used?
It appears to be set...
Well, for those who don't
Hacking keys
know,
are
a
individually
ghost is
assigned.
basically the
It should
human
be easy
soul.
going if we can use the
Is the
enemy to
human,
our advantage.
essentially the human
We'll have to
side
play
of
by
it.
ear.
And the puppet is just like the vessel. Fuck this up.
Hey, boss man. If you're gonna come pick me up, make sure you don't do it by falling down here.
I don't want to hear anything from you, kid.
Fuck this. There we go. this game rules. I know I've been struggling with it a bit, but gotta get reused to this game's controls. Give me the health, and then. Alright, Bato, just don't fall. There we go. I will say, like, walking on the tight, like, walkways and everything is, like, a little bit of a struggle. I put that down, though, to just the fact that it's PS2 controls.
There's nowhere to run. Proceed with extreme caution.
It's fairly likely that there are surveillance cameras on level 23. See if you can enter through that terminal.
Nothing to report on this end.
Wrong button. There we go. Oh, here we go. Two guys around the corridor. One just went around and around. One guy behind the van. There we go. Because let's just mosey on upstairs.
It looks like you'll have to go back down from this level.
Fetch coma, status.
Leader! There's too much in the way, so I can't go any farther!
Then come up with something.
Yes, ma'am!
Oh yeah, sorry, I just saw a thing here. So you know how apparently Xbox are holding 3,000 employees? Apparently this is just part of a greater series of layoffs, a greater series of layoffs at Microsoft. Microsoft apparently laying off a total of 4,800 employees. Also, another thing here that I actually forgot to mention earlier. In Asha Sharma's little note about the whole thing, she mentioned that some areas of Xbox had, and I'm not kidding here, 14 layers of management.
What the fuck?
That's impressive. How does would anything get done there?
I assume it doesn't, because if something needs to go through like all layers of management, then at that point every action is just dictated by so many layers of red tape. If at some point you get to like an area of management and one of them just fucking hates you, at that point you have to just give up. None of your work ends up getting done.
Yeah. It's like in Shin Godzilla, where it's like, all right, we need to come up with a defense plan for Godzilla. All right, we need to ask this guy to ask permission. We need to ask permission from this guy to ask permission from this guy to ask permission from this guy to ask permission to form a council and ask members of the council to ask permission to ask the prime minister to do something. And then by the time they get the council together, they're like, okay, it seems like Godzilla is just gone now. What they say, oh, and Godzilla is back, and he is pissed.
Time to go for the entire bureaucratic process all over again.
The guys just stare me down, just like, you know, let me just look into your brain real quick. Just borrow your body for a second. one of the reasons I love Shin Godzilla so much. It's also because that's apparently how the Japanese government actually works. That film was making fun of the Japanese government's whole bureaucratic bullshit that led to like such a slow response to the 2011 earthquake.
Fuck! Sorry.
There we go. So I can get this. Did I get them? Oh shit, shit. Didn't realize there was a guy around the corner.
Man.
Alright. Maybe I should go back upstairs. I had grenades. Hang on. Excuse me, sorry, I'm gonna need your shotgun. I'm gonna need to use that terminal as well. The front back door is locked. My grenade was useless. Everyone on this level taken care of. Door there, bar. Make sure this include cleared everywhere. That door's locked. Hell yes. Shotgun ammo. I do like the shotgun in this game a lot. I do also like that the weapons in this game. So, like, one of the things I do like about, like, the manga and the game as well, and it's in the TV series, is I like the fact that, the blend of weapons, like all the weapons, there's like real weapons, like Bato's signature weapon is an actual revolver, a semi-automatic revolver, very rare Italian revolver. tried to finagle my way through that. Alright. I got this. I think I have a strategy here figured out. And close. Oh, that was bad throw. Trying to figure this out here. Okay, that was behind a wall there. You saw that.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. That's one guy down. Alright, there's one sniper down. What? Oh, they're down. Sniper's down. Alright. This guy. Oh, two at one go. There we go.
Confirmation on the number.
There we go, managed to get it.
I guess he's an underworld delivery man. Give him enough money and the guy'll deliver anything for anyone, from a single postcard to a kidnapped person.
He was paid a pretty hefty sum 2 days ago.
I like the idea of hiring, like, was essentially like a mercenary. Alright, could you deliver this postcard from Florida? Alright, thank you.
So they were trying to use a delivery service to ship misappropriated weapons.
Open the cargo and we'll have our answer. Pronto.
The guy looks at you like, this would have been cheaper. This would have been cheaper if you just nailed it.
Okay, will it be the
Yeah,
tiger
but do you
or
really
the
want to trust the fucking postal system?
What?
That's true. And if you're sending a postcard from Florida, which in this universe, or America is a war zone.
Still got company.
Where are the terrorists? Are they hiding?
They're all gone.
See? I told you we should have hurried up and gotten here sooner. What? It wasn't my fault. It's because you were being
They're so
stingy with the
cute.
grenades.
They are.
Yeah, but if we ran out of them, we'd be in really big trouble
Mass-produced weapons
Whatever.
of mass
Just make sure you
destruction.
come quicker from now on.
Yes, sir.
They got cute little baby voices, so it's okay.
Yeah, exactly. Cute baby voiced weapons of mass destruction that also have free thought. and question their own existence and morality.
Yep, that's a human.
You run in like a Diogenes holding a model, a figurine of a Tachikoma, going, "Behold, I have brought you a man. I have brought you a man."
We'll have to investigate and find out what the implications are. Tora-san, you head to Nihama-yu and reinvestigate that 5-year-old Fuwa incident.
Plato on the other side, looking like that one picture, that one image of Oppenheimer, just like the face, like.
And now Micro Machine Rice. So far, we found the individual points, but there's still no hint of a line that connects them.
Based on the trail of money from the Tohoku region, along with the records of Fuwa turning up in Nihama,
I wonder,
I checked the
are
IR
there
records limiting the search.
someone
to that
out
region.
there? Please inform me.
Fuwa
Are there
is shown
any
standing in the Nihama station of the
games
Tohoku
out
League
there
Road.
other than God of War
At
that
this
are
point, it's not
about
a Jameson
Greek
type.
mythology?
And for
It
the
just
past
got me
7
thinking
years,
then.
Fuwa's been renting a storage unit.
Hades.
I'd say the odds are good that his prosthetic body is stowed away
I
in
don't
there.
like Hades. That's like my big hot take.
Head
I
over to
do
the
not
warehouse
like
and
Hades.
check whatever it is that Fuwa left there. Understood?
Roger.
Alright, I mean, the Kid Icarus series.
That's true. Leave a like if you want me to develop Arthritis speedrun developing Arthritis.
I mean, granted, you can also just play like
With this
the
much humidity,
original Kid Icarus
have to go
games instead of
camouflage
Kid Icarus
its points.
Uprising.
I mean, that is true.
This is the Major, now carrying out mission.
I'll come give you a lift when I'm done with my
But
little
suffering is
You
fun.
will, huh? I'll be waiting with low
Suffering builds
expectations.
character.
Suffering builds character.
Verify Takara Fuwa's belongings inside the warehouse.
Roger.
I do love
Oh, right. There was also Mortals Phoenix Rising.
Oh, I remember hearing that that game was good. It was good, but it didn't sell as well as Ubisoft wanted. I put that down to the name. And the whole story behind its name is so frustrating. I've talked about this before off stream, but for those who don't know, originally Immortals Phoenix Rising was meant to be called Gods and Monsters. That sounds like a great name for like a Greek mythology game, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, but apparently Monster Energy thinks very little of their customers, of their drinkers, and threatened Ubisoft with legal action, saying that people would get confused thinking Gods and Monsters is a product of Monster Energy. To be honest, Ubisoft should have just gone up to them and be like, alright, bet. Because that's a pretty open and shut case in court. Like, no one's gonna be like, oh, Gods and Monsters, oh, this must be a Monster Energy game. Especially when you see all the artwork and everything about it. But no, they just caved in and changed the name to Immortals Phoenix Rising. I should also try and play, I know it's Norse mythology, but I should also try and play God of War 2018 on here. Granted, the entire tutorial would just be one screen. I'm coming for you. Coming for you, robot. Oh, there we go. Now it's popped back in. Hooray! Ammunition! It is kind of surprising, by the way, as this is not Greek mythology. You could probably try and apply layers of Greek mythology to it, though, if you really tried hard enough. I would love to see, by the way, I would love to see someone try and apply Greek mythology to Ghost in the Shell. a cute little robot. Not gonna lie, this looks like something that came straight out of like Metal Gear. But yeah, it's surprising that we haven't gotten a Ghost in the Shell game in like 10 years. The last one we got was, the last one we got was, a multiplayer, on a multiplayer shooter, standalone complex for Assault Online. I remember playing this game very briefly. It was really cool. The problem is, though, it's like Bandai kind of just smothered it in the crib. Like, it got a Japanese release, then it got like a Western release, and then like a couple months after the Western release, they just shut down the servers. It's like, at least give the game a chance to grow and find its audience.
Give it a chance to breathe.
Bandai did the same thing with they got I forget the name. Oh, what was the Gundam shooter called? There was a Gundam hero shooter that, to be honest, I would love to play. I would have loved to have played. Yeah, what was it? Gundam Evolution. Yeah, it was a first-person hero shooter based on Gundam, and each character's like a mobile suit. By the way, the most broken, overpowered character in that game, Guntank. As God intended.
As God intended.
But, that game, it got a Western release, and then like a couple months later, they just like shut it down. It's like, just give the game a chance to grow. I hate when companies do that. See, they were expecting it to do Overwatch numbers.
I'm starting my Nihama University investigation.
A university in the spooky dead of night was the setting for a murder? Ooh, it's kind of like the old haunted school bit, eh?
Come on, would you lay off that stuff?
There we go. But yeah, first Assault Online, it was fun. It was quite a fun little, like, very Counter-Strike-like, but it was like the best elements of Counter-Strike mixed with Ghost in the Shell. And then the last one we got before that was the PSP standalone complex first-person shooter, which I wanted to play today on the stream as well, but RetroArch does not play nicely with Discord. So it actually would not be, so basically it would have been kind of pointless, and I would not be able to like hear or really communicate with Noob. But that actually both games are actually connected. The standalone complex PSP game is actually a sequel to this game. Hang on, over here.
It's sealed. A key code is required to access it.
All the way up there. Hang on. See if I can cheese this instead of having to walk up the stairs all the way. Oh! There we go. But yeah, it's a shame really because it's like
authorization confirmed.
Because
is a
like
definite match
for
with
the most
Fuwa
part,
Cyberprint.
when it comes to anime getting video games, the Ghost in the Shell ones tend to be like really good. There was the PS1 game from '97, I believe, where it's just a vehicular combat game. You play it, you go around blowing shit up in the spider tank from the movie. And then you get like the standalone complex games, and then Versus Online. Like those games are good, and like this universe really lends itself well to a video game. I feel like if you did like a proper story-based game like this today, you would have like something really great. Imagine like a Metal Gear.
It's possible that they were intentionally
style
deleted.
game
Bounce the
based
records over
around
here to
Ghost in
me.
the Shell.
I'll analyze them.
Tachikoma.
Like
Don't you
Metal
guys have
Gear with a bit more
important things to do?
action in it.
No fair, Mr. Ishikawa. You have all the fun.
We should let the Tachikomas
When I used the
have fun as
authorization
well.
code that the Major obtained, some secret
We
files
should.
found out. They were probably
As a
hidden away
treat.
there by Fua 5 years ago.
As a treat.
Actually, every episode, Noob, I think you might like the show as well, because aside from everything I've explained as well, every episode also ends with a special dedicated segment based on the Tachikomas, where they just like do Tachikoma things, like sing songs and like get into little shenanigans.
I probably have to watch it because I know that we actually have a full box set of a Halo Complex over at my grandparents' house.
That's awesome.
I can watch it over on my PlayStation 2 just as long as I use the AV cables instead of the
About that authorization
HDMI
just now,
converter.
it matched Fuwa's cyberprint.
Because unfortunately, everything turns green.
Hacker vision.
Yeah, no, I still haven't figured out like how to solve the problem. Because
Pazu here.
I got
have
like a
confirmation of multiple
thing
vehicles heading towards the
that
warehouse.
like I
Prosthetic
remember reading
bodies
Red
of the
post
same
about that
type
as
as
like
the
a
ones from the
solution that
pier.
people found
Saito,
that was
with
good.
confirmation too. I'll try to slow him as much as
And
Okay, we'll come
I
up
went
with something.
once I got the thing, I went back to find that post, and the original post was gone, but I could still see the comments saying that it worked.
Was that
All
a
I knew is
Reddit
that
thread?
it was a Reddit thread.
Why do people fucking do that shit sometimes?
Yeah, so I have the tool for the solution to the problem. I just
About
don't know
those
how
records
to
Tokus
actually
forwarded,
use it
there's
to
a
solve the
possibility
problem.
that they were forcibly.
Oh cool,
The
we're about to
virtual
unfreeze.
cyberprints
Oh
left
cool, we're
in the
about to
prosthetic
unfreeze Walt
bodies were
Disney.
identical to the Jameson type. It had to be Fuwa himself.
I'll check out the memory box.
If you do fix it and get around to
Looks like
watching
it's
it, it's not
encrypted.
too long
I'll
either.
decrypt it over here. Boma,
It's
give me a
two
hand.
seasons,
Roger.
in OVA. Each season's 26 episodes. There is an overarching storyline, especially between the two seasons. Each season has its own like storyline, but there's also an even larger overarching storyline between the two seasons. And there is also the sequel series, SAC 2045. That one's on Netflix. It was made for Netflix. That one's a 3D CG anime. It's okay. I did not like the art style that much. Honestly, the only thing I really remember SAC 2045 for is the fact that the last time I recall seeing Ghost in the Shell in any video game was, I'm not kidding here, Call of Duty Mobile.
Huh.
They added like an entire season based on Ghost in the Shell. You played with like skins based on not just skins, like new characters based on like the Major, Bato. The Tachikoma was added. The Battle Royale got a new map based on Tokyo in standalone complex. There we go.
Once you escape the warehouse, head for the Toho booth.
There we go. Dude, that's like the last time I can recall any like Ghost in the Shell anything in a video game.
Guess I don't have a choice.
What do you think? Right on time.
What kept you?
How about a little gratitude, lady?
You say something?
No, nothing.
I would love Bato and Chris Redfield to just meet. I would love to see what absolute bullshit they would get up to together.
Boulder punching.
Yes.
The Tohoku Autonomous Region was an installation where scientists were to be evacuated.
That's where the
in
earthquake
wartime.
was. Tohoku.
It's currently under direct military authority.
They're keeping scientists?
Yazawa is one of the scientists who fled to the region in response to a
Well,
summons
little
issued by the
northern.
military. He's still there despite the dismantling of the installation.
Do you think Fuwa and Goto are connected to this too?
It's a possibility.
What is he doing in a facility like that? There's something fishy about this.
Here's a satellite image of the region. At first glance, it looks like an ordinary dam. It's
Oh,
probably
update on
being
that whole
camouflaged with a visual barrier.
red card
I
thing,
did some checking via
the
net.
USA thing.
Even got an independent net set up and access from the
Belgium
outside
were
is
apparently
prohibited.
allowed to appeal
Major,
that
you and
decision from
Bato
FIFA,
infiltrate the
and
autonomous
we've now
region and
got
make contact
news
with Yazawa.
And me?
within the last
I'm told
hour.
that Toshimi Tagami,
Belgium
the
have
director of
submitted an appeal.
Tsunami. Your
That
assignment
appeal
for the
has
time
since
being
now
is to
been
find out
denied.
what Tagami has been doing there.
That's your role in life, little man.
I should also
I'm not saying
clarify,
everybody
not
gonna
Belgium,
get
the
hit by a
Belgium
stray
national
bullet.
team did not appeal.
The monorail that connects the
Belgium's
autonomous region is only used to
Soccer
transport
Football
authorized
Association.
personnel.
I don't know why
Toshimi
people in the
Tagami is
UK
scheduled to
specifically
return to
get
the region
so
tomorrow,
pissy
so
if you
use
call
it.
it
Can't
soccer.
you go in with a tilt rotor?
The rest of the world just doesn't give
It's
a
half
shit.
dismantled, but it was a military fortress.
Um,
if it's still functional, chances are
but,
it's more than capable of shooting down
Yeah,
aircraft.
the Royal
Little island
Belgium
on the monorail, huh?
Football
I'm gonna have some
Association
fun to make up for
submitted
lost
the
vacation
appeal, to which
time.
FIFA took a one look at it and went, no.
Bato, how's it look outside?
I got a great view. Everything's upside down, though. No movement from the regional director?
Also,
Come on,
Wikipedia
isn't there
have
something
banned a
that we
bunch
can
of
find?
a
She
number
doesn't
of
look much like she does in the
pro-innocence
official
Michael
records.
Jackson editors for
Think this is
collaborating off
psychological
Wikipedia,
warfare too?
faking a
Publicly, she's the director
consensus.
of the autonomous region, but in reality, she's nothing more than Kei Yazawa's puppet.
The dam's coming into view. We ought to be feeling
That's
the
one thing I
jamming
do know
barrier
about
any minute.
Wikipedia is they
The
take
dam's
that shit
interior is inside
seriously.
the interference zone.
They
Our
banned
cyber
the
comms will go out
co-founder of
soon, too.
Wikipedia
You're right.
for trying to
Bato,
get
what
hit
happened?
because he tried to get his followers to edit the platform to
This
be
isn't good,
more
Major.
in line
We're
with
gonna
his
plow right into the
right-wing
station.
worldview.
If we don't get out, this will turn into a steel coffin.
I know that. The motor control
Yeah.
program is being rewritten
So they just
from
they were
the
like, no, you're
outside.
banned.
You mean they know what we're gonna do?
We don't have
Which
time
I
to
admire
alter the
about
program.
Wikipedia.
You escape in the
Seems
Tacoma.
this they still very open about the very strongly or very pro like freedom of information, of objective information as well.
Major! Crap. I guess we're inside the jamming barrier zone.
The jam barrier reef.
So there's something that they're willing to go to this much trouble to hide, huh?
We'll do this last
Major,
mission
you
and
read
then
me?
we'll probably call it a
Chief.
stream.
Major,
That sound
if you
good?
read me, respond.
Unable to confirm that the Major is receiving.
A signal jamming barrier is making cybercom traffic inside the autonomous zone one way. She can probably receive a signal, but it might be difficult or impossible to send one.
Send out
Plus
as
the
much
Major
encrypted
writing a
information as
handwritten
you
letter
can. I'm
and
sure
hiring a
Major will
mercenary to
notice.
deliver the letter.
Understood.
That's my chief for you. Autonomous Region Chart. With pride and duty in our hearts, as citizens of the Tohoku, utilizing the knowledge fostered by the goal of our mission is to strive. Item. We shall
Also, I probably should have mentioned this earlier. Both
cities where the
standalone
ideal
complex and the
heart-touching
movies
heart
are
may be
different, are
found.
separate
Item.
continuities.
We
Same
shall
with
utilize remarkable
Ghost in the
knowledge
Shell
and technology
Arise.
to restore world peace.
I believe it's a separate continuity. It might, if I remember correctly, it might be connected to the movie. But for example, like the settings of both the settings of both the movie and the show are completely different.
I guess they want me to spur
The movie takes place actually in Hong Kong, and then the show takes place in Japan, obviously. We need the mop. also took place in Japan. The shotgun! There we go. It sounds like the synthesizer has transformed into a helicopter and is trying to take off. I'm trying to see if I can make the jump. Alrighty. There we go. Kick his ass.
They won't let me scroll on by.
There you go. Into a shotgun. Can't remember what do I do. Don't jump down, this is an infinite pit. Oh, hang on. I think I have an idea. Be trial and error. Aha! There we go. I'm dumb. Gotta get the climbing across. Okay.
Since there are no activity records for Yazawa outside the autonomous region, it's believed by many that all effective diplomacy with the TAR is conducted by Toshimi Tagami, the regional director.
You think the director's a part of Yazawa's group too?
Toga-san, when you arrive at Hanamaki, I want you to find out what both Tagami and the Tohoku Autonomous Region look like.
Understood. Any word from the Major?
Not yet.
Oh, did you also see the several members of the several founders of the high anime piracy website got arrested in Vietnam?
Really?
Yeah. Vietnam has started really cracking down on piracy now because the U.S. named them as like the #1 biggest hotbed for internet piracy. And on top of an attempt to show authoritative control, that's the only way I could describe it. But to do that, they've now, and I'm not kidding, if you're under 18, you are restricted to how many hours you're allowed to play per week for video games.
What the fuck?
Specifically Roblox. I don't know why. Boom. Got him. There we go. And got him. Hey, got more shotgun ammo. Hell yeah. Should I get in the elevator?
Togusa here. I've picked up some information about a monorail accident in Hanamaki. Users are restricted, and since the accident
So I didn't know
happened
this
in the
existed
autonomous
until
region,
literally just
the
now,
local
dude.
police don't want to get involved.
I don't know why I'm
I guess I
not
will
surprised
be
this
back
exists
again
though.
anytime soon.
Have you ever seen Norwegian Miku?
I think so. I like shared a small bit of art, but
I know. You know what? I will just send you. I'll just post this.
hey, Toby.
Hello.
Oh, it's over.
Hello.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. Norwegian Miku. How are you?
Fine.
That's good.
With a dry throat, hang on.
I think the synthesizer's having this party. It sounded like that. Damn it. Jen. There we go. I'm supposed to climb somewhere here. Until we should see the bunch of Xbox theaters are now being made independent.
Yeah.
That's honestly.
That double line is one of them.
Yeah. And none of the games are being canceled either. Senua and State of Decay 3 are not being canceled. They found buyers who are willing to like actually fund the games all to completion. Platform, that is like probably one of the weakest things personally of this game is the platforming. That's like this game's real big weakness. There we go. How the fuck do I get up here? Up there. Almost had it then as well. Hang on. Alrighty. Fun. Alright, for a second I thought like the game's audio just like disappeared, except for like whatever the hell that thing is. Alright. Is there another way? No, I think this is the way. The platform. This is annoying. To be honest, do you kind of just want to call it a stream here? So we're not spending, so we're not spending endless time just like trying to climb up a wall.
You know, before you start to get existential again.
Oh yeah, have the existential crisis that playing or watching Ghost in the Shell tends to cause.
I guess not existential, but more like ethical, potentially.
Ethical existentialism.
There we go.
But but in the means until next time though. On that note though, if you enjoyed today's playthrough, look back at it. Oh shit, we have a new subscriber.
Hey, thanks for the sub, whoever you are.
Thanks for the sub, kind stranger. 65 subscribers now. Week by week, we're getting closer to that 100 subscriber goal.
Dear God.
God help all. Just a little reminder that at 100 subs, Nat here has to play Fallout the Frontier for a stream.
They're going to be playing the singular worst piece of shit ever. At least from my experience, it's god awful. Words cannot begin to describe just how bad Fallout the Frontier is, especially the day one version, which I'll be playing. But until next time, I'm your host, Solaris. If you want to see us play more of that, feel free to subscribe. If you enjoyed today's stream, feel free to like the stream, like the VOD. Check out our other streams as well, and subscribe as well because you'll be able to catch our upcoming streams. We stream 3 days a week, every Monday, Thursday, and Friday. Mondays is the Monday stream where pretty much anything goes. Thursdays is our main series on the channel, Gaming in the Bush Obama Years, where we cover games from the 2000s to the mid-2010s. This month on that series, we are currently taking a look back at the Bungie era Halo titles. Last week we played Halo Combat Evolved. This week we'll be playing Halo 2. And then Fridays is the Friday playthrough series where we play through and the game start to finish. Currently we are nearing the end of our playthrough of Red Dead Redemption 2. My first ever playthrough of that game. Good God, what a masterpiece. God, I am not ready for the ending. I'm not ready for it to be over. But in the meantime, I'm your host, Solaris. I'm here today with Noob.
Hello?
Toby.
Well.
And until next time, take care, brush your hair.